A recent surprise on the internet has sparked curiosity. Could Elvis Presley, the legendary rock icon, still be alive, living under the identity of Pastor Bob Joyce? Fans have noticed similarities between the two, like their cheekbones and a peculiar habit of scratching their left ear. Are these just coincidences? Or is there something more to the story? Let's dive into the mystery and uncover the truth. Imagine if Elvis Presley, one of the most famous musicians, didn't actually die but instead returned as a quiet pastor named Bob Joyce. Though it may sound far-fetched, this theory has captivated many people. An FBI file, mysteriously named Project Blue Suede, was even discovered, hinting that Pastor Bob could be Elvis, hiding in plain sight. Many have pointed out physical resemblances between the two. Both men have high cheekbones, a strong chin, and even similarly arched eyebrows. These shared traits have led some to wonder if it's more than just chance. But it's not only about appearances. There are videos showing both Elvis and Pastor Bob scratching their left ear in the same way, raising further questions. Could this be a mere coincidence? Or does it suggest something deeper? Fans are closely watching Pastor Bob for more clues. It doesn't stop there. Both Elvis and Pastor Bob share the same height, shoe size, and body type. With so many small details lining up, it's easy to see why people are intrigued. Could two different people really share all these traits? Or is there more to the story? Their voices have also drawn attention. Elvis had a deep, soulful voice with a warm Southern accent, and Pastor Bob's voice sounds remarkably similar, especially when singing gospel music. Side-by-side comparisons of their singing have further fueled the debate. The more people investigate, the more curious they become. Some insist it's all just coincidence, while others believe Elvis never truly left and is now living as Pastor Bob Joyce. And the mystery only deepens. One striking similarity is in their hands. Both men have large hands with long, slender fingers. These hands, whether strumming guitars or gesturing, seem familiar to Elvis fans. Pastor Bob's movements while preaching remind some of Elvis's stage presence. It's not just physical traits that connect the two. Pastor Bob is known for his kind and gentle nature, much like how Elvis was described. Despite his fame, Elvis was humble and close to his fans, and Pastor Bob similarly radiates warmth and friendliness. Both men also share a sharp sense of humor and a love for music, particularly gospel. Pastor Bob's guitar playing is often compared to Elvis's style, adding to the theory that the two men may be connected. One small but notable detail is Elvis's teeth. Early in his career, Elvis had a gap between his front teeth, which he later closed with dental caps. Years after Elvis's reported death, people noticed that Pastor Bob's teeth bear a striking resemblance to Elvis's post-dental work. Could the similarity be mere chance, or is it another piece of evidence suggesting Elvis faked his death and became Pastor Joyce? There's a significant hurdle in this theory, though: the age difference. Elvis was born in 1935, while Pastor Joyce's birth year is listed as 1952, a 17-year gap that seems impossible to bridge. Skeptics point to this as a major flaw in the theory, arguing that it's unrealistic for someone to hide their true age so dramatically. However, believers have their own explanations, suggesting that Elvis may have altered documents or even undergone cosmetic changes to assume a new identity. After all, they say, the entertainment industry is known for creating illusions. So why couldn't Elvis rewrite his story? What keeps believers intrigued is not just the physical similarities, but also how much Pastor Joyce acts like Elvis might have if he had chosen a quieter life. Supporters of the theory argue that Pastor Joyce's voice, personality, and behavior are all consistent with how Elvis might have been if he had sought peace away from fame. For them, it makes sense that someone as famous as Elvis would want to leave the chaos behind and live a simple life as a pastor. The debate continues, with believers pointing to the dental work and shared behaviors as evidence, while skeptics see the age difference as an insurmountable issue. Whether or not the theory is true, it has certainly sparked widespread curiosity and kept the memory of Elvis alive in unexpected ways. The theory that Elvis Presley is still alive might seem far-fetched, but even those who doubt it admit that it's a fascinating story that makes people question how much we really know about our favorite celebrities. Things get even trickier when you consider how passionate fans can be, sometimes blurring the line between admiration and obsession. The idea that Elvis might have faked his death and is living a quiet life taps into the notion that even the biggest stars may desire a second chance. Supporters of this theory believe that if anyone could pull off such a dramatic change, it would be Elvis. They imagine that after years of pressure, he might have chosen to start fresh and live a peaceful life away from the spotlight. Some believe the story goes beyond evidence. It's about holding on to the hope that Elvis didn't disappear forever. Whether the theory is true or not, it offers a comforting idea. Perhaps he found happiness and freedom in a way no one expected. Even skeptics can't deny that this theory sparks the imagination, as it's not just about solving a mystery, but about believing in the possibility of a second chance. This ongoing debate has sparked a never-ending conversation, with people discussing whether Elvis became Pastor Bob Joyce or if it's all just a wild story. The truth may never be revealed, but that's part of the excitement. As long as fans continue to believe, the idea that Elvis is still alive will keep sparking curiosity, whether people are convinced or simply entertained. This story shows how much we love mysteries, especially ones that keep the memory of our idols alive. As more connections are uncovered, the theory seems even more plausible. For believers, this theory isn't just about proving a point. It's about keeping Elvis's spirit alive in a new way. Even if Pastor Bob isn't Elvis, the idea that he could be offers fans a way to imagine that their favorite star didn't disappear but found peace. In the end, this hope might be the real reason this theory refuses to fade away. Could Elvis have pulled off such a big trick, or is the difference in their ages proof that it's just an interesting story? The truth depends on who you ask. Many people point to the timing of Pastor Joyce's career as a clue, noting that he began preaching just 4 years after Elvis's death in 1977. For some, this timing feels too perfect to be a coincidence. Fans of the theory believe that Elvis might have faked his death to escape the pressures of fame, later returning as a quiet pastor far removed from the spotlight. To them, Pastor Joyce's appearance so soon after Elvis's death fits the idea that he wanted a peaceful life away from the fame that had followed him for so long. If the theory is true, becoming a pastor would have been a perfect way for Elvis to live the kind of life he always wanted. Gospel music was close to his heart, and as Pastor Joyce, he could have continued sharing music in a more personal, peaceful way. Fans find it hard to believe that Pastor Joyce's rise to attention shortly after Elvis's death is just a coincidence. They think everything fits together too well. But what truly fuels curiosity is the idea that maybe this was all part of a bigger plan. The story suggests that Elvis, tired of fame, found a way to live peacefully and focus on his faith, helping others and enjoying a quieter life. Whether you believe it or not, the timing makes people wonder, did Elvis really leave us in 1977, or did he just find a new way to live? The similarities between Pastor Joyce and Elvis only add to the speculation. Their facial features, behavior, and even their singing voices are said to be strikingly similar. Believers in the theory see these details as pieces of a puzzle, fitting together too perfectly to be mere coincidence. They imagine a fresh start away from fame, where a quiet life holds new meaning. Celebrities often try to escape the pressures of fame by disappearing or starting new lives, and this makes people wonder, could Elvis have done the same? For some, the idea that he found peace as Pastor Bob makes sense. After all, he was known for his love of gospel music and spirituality, so becoming a pastor might not have been a coincidence, but a natural choice for someone seeking more meaning in life. One reason this theory appeals to so many is that it offers a different ending to Elvis's story. Instead of dying young, he could have chosen to live quietly and happily. It gives people hope that instead of another tragic celebrity tale, he escaped and built a new life for himself. Fans like to imagine that the King of Rock is still with us, even if in a new role. Not everyone is convinced, though. Some believe this theory is just a wild fantasy, arguing that any similarities between Elvis and Pastor Bob are purely coincidental. Skeptics point out how difficult it would have been for Elvis to fake his death and keep it a secret for so long. To them, the theory is wishful thinking, a creative story that doesn't hold up under scrutiny. However, for others, this theory offers a happier alternative to the sad reality of Elvis's death. If he did fake his death and find peace as a pastor, it would mean that he escaped the pressures that often destroy famous lives. Fans of the theory like to believe that instead of being lost forever, he found a way to start fresh and live the life he always wanted. For many, it's hard to accept that someone as special as Elvis could just be gone. The idea that he might still be out there, living under a new name, brings comfort. It's the kind of story that makes you think about second chances. What if Elvis really found his second chance as Pastor Bob? What do you think? Is Elvis alive as Pastor Bob, or is this just wishful thinking? Comment, like, and subscribe to join the debate and keep the legend alive.